Okay, so let me catch y'all up. So y'all know I went to my daughter's doctor for a second opinion, and I love him. He is a great guy, honestly. He really, made me feel good and knowing, that he knows what he's doing, yada, yada, yada. And it really got my mind thinking, like, am I doing the right thing, blah, blah, blah. So my vet had not actually laid eyes on him. Okay, let me explain. My vet has 3 veterinarians. And so the one he saw is not the one that was going to do the surgery. Actually, they actually have 4, but one is just strictly fertility. So anyhow, I called over there. And this was going to be one of my signs. I was like, listen, the doctor hasn't even laid eyes on him about the surgery. I'm very anxious. I took him for a second opinion today. And I want to know, does your vet have time, the vet that's doing the surgery, have time to see my dog today? I want them to lay eyes on these spots, tell me how confident they are in removing it, yada, yada, yada. They literally said, can you be here in 15 minutes? I said, 30? They said, yep. Went there. The doctor come in. Everybody understood where I was coming from. They knew that I was very concerned. They looked at all the spots, looked at him thoroughly, told me everything they had planned on doing. And it really put my mind at ease. It made me feel a lot more confident. I thanked her for doing that for me, for giving me that time today. And she was absolutely accommodating. Listen, I'm not confident either way. Meaning, either way I go, I'm going to be a nervous wreck. But something said to me, look, you've entrusted these vets with his care for the last 8 years. They've got him to where he is today. Anytime he's had an issue, they've always tried to get right on it. And so I'm like, just stay the course. Yeah, am I making the right decision? I don't know. This is the bad thing. If y'all have watched my previous post, I'm the most indecisive person you will ever meet. Do not give me a decision because I suck at making the call. And this actually started when I was a little girl. I got a whole story behind it. I talked about it on my podcast, but I recognized it when I was a child. I'll just give y'all the short and sweet. So I used to, my mother left me, I stayed with my dad, and I used to love to spend the weekends with my grandma. But I also loved and missed my dad because he worked all the time. When he was home, I wanted to spend time with him. So ends up, I spend the night with her. The minute he leaves, we didn't have cell phones back there. I started missing my dad. He goes home, she calls him, she says, Bridget wants to come home. He says, okay, I'll come get her. So he would come get me. The minute he would back out the driveway and start going down the road, I'd look out the rear view window and I would be like, or the rear window, and I'd be like, oh, I want to stay with Mama, because she'd be waving by. He'd turn around, he'd take me back, he'd go all the way home. Guess what? She'd call him and be like, Bridget wants to come home. Now, I'll tell you, my daddy was a patient man. He did that like 2 times. He would come after me 2 times. The last time we was leaving, and I said, oh, what's there? He said, I'm going to tell you now. He had to make up my mind for me. He said, if I take you back to this house, you're staying, even if she calls me. Okay. Well, he took me back. And I ended up crying and having her call him, and he said, I'm not coming back again. I done told you. Because now I'll tell you something. When my daddy said something, by God, he meant it. And I ended up staying, and I'd be okay. But listen, y'all, I've been indecisive since I was a child. And so to put this decision in my hands, although it's for my dog, and I wouldn't want the decision in anybody else's hands, it's still one that I'm so afraid I'm going to make the wrong call. Does that make sense? I'm so scared that I'm going to make the wrong decision for him. But what do? You just make the best decision you can. And even my husband said, he said, listen, this is what I think. I think, yeah, XYZ. But he said, at the end of the day, you have to make that call, because everybody in my family knows that's my dog. That's my soul dog. And although he loves all the other family members and all the other family members love him, at the end of the day, that's my baby. But anyhow, that's the update, y'all. That's where we're at with it. I'm just going to stay with my vet. Y'all pray that I'm making the right decision, please. Y'all continue to pray for Ruger. His surgery is on June the 4th. I will absolutely keep you guys updated about everything. But I love you. I thank y'all for loving him and being invested in this. Anyhow, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.